Welcome back to the deep dive. You know that moment, right? You're in the grocery store, maybe the international aisle, and you see it. That soy sauce bottle.
Oh, yeah. Totally familiar.
Whether it's those little plastic fish from takeout or, the big glass bottle on the shelf, it's just everywhere.
Absolutely. A global staple.
And we just grab it, splash it on things. We think, okay, this is just pure flavor, savory goodness.
Right. Adds that umami kick.
Well, today we're going to challenge that a bit.
Right.
We're pushing past just the taste and really diving into the nutritional side, specifically the sodium. It's huge.
It really is.
So our mission today is simple. Give you the quick version, the essential info on how this everyday staple impacts your diet, especially with that hidden sodium. We want you to enjoy the flavor, but maybe without the nutritional surprise later.
And it's definitely worth looking into because, as our research confirms, soy sauce isn't just some minor ingredient. It's fundamental, a cornerstone of flavor.
Cornerstone, yeah.
It started in Chinese cuisine, but now it's foundational across East and Southeast Asian cooking.
So if you eat that food regularly...
Exactly. That means it's super relevant to you. If you enjoy sushi, stir fries, loads of popular street foods, or, let's be honest, takeout.
Guilty.
Yeah, then you're likely getting a pretty significant amount of this stuff day in, day out. It adds up. So we really need to get a handle on what it means for your nutrition.
Okay, let's unpack this then. Soy sauce. It's essential. It tastes great. But the big question we asked in our research was, well, is it healthy? And the nutritional analysis pointed straight to one very dominant issue.
Yeah, you can't miss it. It's the sodium. Unequivocally, that deep, salty, umami flavor we love, it comes directly from a process that relies heavily on salt.
So it's not really about calories or fat.
Nope, not primarily. The main concern, nutritionally speaking, is its incredibly high sodium content. That gives you the taste, sure, but it comes at a cost if you're not careful with, how much you're using.
Right. And just so we're all on the same page, let's set the baseline for the listener. What's the daily recommendation for sodium?
For a generally healthy adult, the guideline is usually around 2,300 milligrams per day.
2,300 milligrams. That's kind of the ceiling we're trying to stay under for good blood pressure, heart health, all that.
Yeah, it's the benchmark, yeah.
Okay. Here's where it gets really interesting. Because then we need to figure out how much of that 2,300 milligram budget we're spending with what feels like just a little dash of soy sauce.
And the numbers, honestly, they can be quite shocking for a lot of people. Our sources consistently show that one single tablespoon, just one, of regular soy sauce contains over 800 milligrams of sodium.
Whoa. Okay, say that again. Over 800.
Over 800 milligrams in one tablespoon.
800. That just sounds like a massive number. It's hard to picture. How does that stack up against the daily limit?
Well, that's the key, right? Connect it back. You take that 800 milligram, compare it to the 2,300 milligram daily limit.
Okay.
And you find that 1 tablespoon is roughly 35% of your entire recommended sodium intake for the day.
35%. Just like that.
Just like that. And think about it. It's a liquid. It's really easy to pour more than a tablespoon, especially if you're, say, dunking dumplings or mixing up a marinade at home.
35% is.
Oh.
Well, it's not insignificant, is it? That immediately makes me wonder why. Why does it have to be so salty? Is it purely for taste? Or is there, a functional reason?
That's a really good question, and the research clarifies its salt plays a fundamental role in how soy sauce is made.
Oh, okay.
See, soy sauce is fermented, usually from soybeans, wheat, water, and salt. And that salt, it isn't just sprinkled in for flavor at the end. Historically, it's been absolutely essential as a preservative.
A preservative.
Yeah. That super high sodium level is what stops the mixture from spoiling during the fermentation process, which can take months. It kills off harmful microbes.
While letting the good ones do their thing.
Exactly. Letting the good ones create that complex umami flavor profile we recognize. Without that high salt content, you wouldn't get soy sauce. You'd basically get, well, spoiled bean paste.
Huh. So the saltiness is baked right into its identity. It's not just an afterthought.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, so if we take that 800 milligram tablespoon, that 35% factor, how does that compare to other common condiments? Just for perspective.
Oh, it's way up there. Think about, say, a standard salad dressing. Maybe 150 milligrams of sodium per serving, perhaps?
Something like that, yeah.
Even something known for being salty, like barbecue sauce.
Yeah.
You might be looking at 300, maybe 400 milligrams per serving. Soy sauce, it blows those figures out of the water.
Right. It's in a different league entirely.
It really is. And another way to think about it, 800 milligrams of sodium. That's equivalent to almost a third of a teaspoon of pure table salt, sodium chloride.
Wow.
Now, if you actually sat down and consciously sprinkled a third of a teaspoon of salt all over your meal, you probably notice, right? You might even stop yourself.
Yeah, I think I would. That sounds like a lot of salt.
But because soy sauce is liquid and it's
Yeah.
sort of integral to the dish's flavor, that sodium load becomes kind of invisible. It's much easier to consume without realizing the quantity.
Okay, so if we connect this to the bigger picture now, this isn't just trivia. This feels like pretty necessary info for managing your diet.
Definitely. The so what factor here is the cumulative effect. That's the real challenge for most people.
Meaning it adds up over the day or over the week.
Precisely. We need to think about how this applies to your actual eating routine, especially as the research points out, if you eat out frequently or get a lot of takeout.
Right, because you don't control the pouring then.
Exactly. The danger isn't always the little bit you measure carefully at home. It's the frequent consumption of popular Asian dishes that, really rely on soy sauce as a primary flavor base.
And the sources mentioned a specific example, didn't they? Chicken rice?
That's right, chicken rice came up. For anyone unfamiliar, it's a delicious poached chicken, oily rice. But it's often served with this really savory dipping sauce, or the broth itself is quite rich, often soy-based.
And you tend to use quite a bit of that sauce, right? You dip the chicken, sometimes pour it over the rice.
You do, and the problem, as the sources highlight, is that you, the consumer, you don't see how much soy sauce went into making that sauce or that broth.
So you're unaware of the dose.
Totally unaware. Because the dish's flavor profile is built around that salty, savory liquid, it's really easy to unintentionally blow past your daily sodium limit in just that one meal.
Just one meal could do it.
Easily.
Yeah.
You could hit 50%, maybe even more, of your daily sodium without even realizing you did anything wrong. You're just enjoying the dish as intended.
Okay, that's sobering. So if we love the flavor, and let's face it, it's hard to completely avoid, what are the practical steps? What can you actually do? Mitigation strategies.
Right. Well, the first and probably most impactful change, which the sources strongly back up, is switching to a low-sodium soy sauce.
Obvious, but effective.
Very effective. It offers an immediate significant reduction. Remember, standard soy sauce is over 800 milligrams per tablespoon.
Yeah.
Your typical low-sodium version, it cuts that down by about 40%, sometimes even 50%. So you're looking at maybe 400 to 500 milligrams per tablespoon instead.
Okay, so that takes that 35% chunk down to, what, maybe 18%, 20%?
Totally, yeah. Which is a huge improvement, a big win, like you said, for just one simple swap at the grocery store.
Okay, but hang on, there's often confusion on the shelf, right? You see light soy sauce and low sodium soy sauce. Are they the same thing? Because light sounds like it should be lower.
Ah, excellent point. And no, they're absolutely not the same thing. This is a really key takeaway.
Okay.
You need to look specifically for the words low sodium or reduced sodium on the label. The term light soy sauce generally refers to its color and consistency, not its salt content.
Light in color, not light in sodium.
Exactly. In fact, traditional light soy sauce, the thinner, lighter colored one used often in Cantonese cooking, can actually be saltier than dark soy sauce.
Really? How does that work?
Well, dark soy sauce often has things like molasses or caramel added for color and a slightly sweeter, thicker profile, which can temper the perceived saltiness. Light soy sauce is often primarily about delivering that salty kick.
Wow, okay. So rule number 1, ignore light versus dark for sodium. Look for low sodium or reduced sodium explicitly on the nutrition facts.
Precisely. Always check the label.
Got it. Okay, so besides swapping the bottle, what other techniques can help manage that 35% factor when you're actually using it?
Definitely focus on technique. First, maybe stop pouring straight from the big bottle, especially for cooking.
Guilty again.
We all do it. But measure it out. Use a measuring spoon. Even knowing that just 1 tablespoon is 800 milligrams might make you pause.
Good point. Portion control.
Second, think about when you add it. Maybe treat soy sauce more like a finishing ingredient rather than dumping it in at the start of cooking.
Why does that matter?
Well, if you add it early in something like a stir fry, the liquid reduces, right, which concentrates the salt even further. If you add it just at the end, you're using it more for final seasoning adjustment, potentially using less overall.
Makes sense. Less concentration.
And a third approach, something chefs often do when they need that flavor but need to control salt, is dilution.
Dilution, like watering it down.
Yeah, basically. If you're making, say, a dipping sauce, don't just use straight soy sauce. Dilute it with some water or maybe some rice vinegar, a squeeze of lime juice.
Ooh, that adds other flavors too.
Exactly. You still get the umami, the color, that soy sauce essence, but you drastically cut the sodium concentration per dip or per spoonful.
Okay, so choose the right product, low sodium, measure carefully, add it later in cooking, and consider dilution for sauces. That feels actionable.
It is. It's about being mindful, being deliberate. It's not about total deprivation. You can absolutely keep enjoying the flavor, but you just have to respect its potency.
Right. Respect the potency. I like that. Okay, so what does this all mean? Let's wrap this up. The key lesson here seems to be soy sauce. Fantastic, irreplaceable umami staple. We love it.
Absolutely.
But because it's so common and we use it so casually, we really need to pay close attention to that massive sodium hit, potentially 35% of your daily limit in just 1 tablespoon. It might just be the most potent liquid condiment in your kitchen, sodium-wise.
Arguably.
Okay, so here's the final thought we want to leave you with today. If one tiny common thing like soy sauce can secretly pack such a punch, contributing maybe a third of your daily sodium, what else is hiding in plain sight in your pantry or fridge?
Good question.
What other ingredients that you use casually, maybe for flavor enhancement, could be bouillon cubes, maybe those fancy spice blends, even things like canned goods that seem healthy? What else could be secretly adding significant percentages to your other daily limits, like hidden sugars or saturated fats?
Yeah.
Understanding the power of soy sauce feels like a great starting point, doesn't it? To start looking critically at every little ingredient you add, not just the main parts of the meal.
Definitely. Look beyond the protein and the veg. Those flavor enhancers, the sauces, the condiments. That's often where the hidden numbers are really lurking.
Food for thought. Thanks for unpacking that with us.
My pleasure.
See you next time on The Deep Dive.